Okay, can anyone see me here? Now, today we'll be doing something a little bit short. What we'll be doing? We'll be doing relative pronouns. It's a little bit WH questions, but these WH questions are not being asking questions, but they are talking about certain things. Okay, talking about a person or the person things or an item. So on your error identification, this will also come out. Just let you know that. Now, before we go into exercise, let's look at the four relative pronouns that you'll be using today. See them? Who, whom, whose, and which. Now you'll notice that I've drawn a line here. Why? Why do I draw a line here? Because over here, which is for items and things. As for these three, we use on people. So the first thing that you need to know is a thing, right? It's an item. It's an animal. Then you use which. That's simple. But most of the time we are talking about people. And since most of the time we are talking about people are being divided into three groups that we need to know. Which are the three groups that we need to know? Let's have a look first. Who is that person? Whom is that person? So what are the difference between these two? Who is that person who is doing something? Whom is that person that something happened to him? I'm quite certain that you junior 3 students have already done this passive voice a lot of times. You know there's an active character and there's a passive character. A character that does something, a character that's something done to him. If you're talking about a character that does something, we use the word who. But if you're talking about a character that something happens to that person, then we use whom. It's that simple, not that tough. Now, here's the interesting one. Whose. He's talking about an item belonging to someone. Sometimes we may even use it that belongs to something, but it's usually used on that case. Usually it's used on a person. A person, something that belongs to someone, then we use this word, okay? It's not a person, it's a thing. It belongs to someone. Someone's item, then we use the word whose. Okay, we are talking a person's belonging, 一个人的东西, then we use the word whose. We are talking about a person that something happens to him, then we use the word whom. If we are talking someone that's doing something right, then we use the word who, which are used on items. Okay, just take note about this. If there's no problem, we'll go into an exercise. I promise you, this will be a short one. As usual, I have exercise here. But just to let you know, if we are to do our language forms and functions here, I may not be writing everything down because there are a lot of conversation. I tried using a screen to let you see better. So far, it did not work. So eventually, I'll be reading it out and you have to listen. Okay? Maybe that one will be, let's say, divided into 2 to 3 days because there are a lot of conversation. And in those conversations, there are words that you guys can learn for something extra. After all, this English talking and we seldom have oral class. Especially nowadays where everything is on the internet, I can't even hear you guys speak or reply to me. It's a sad thing, but no choice anyway. Now, let's look at the first one here. Can you see it? All right, I'm now moving so you guys have a look. Now, this is the bank was robbed yesterday. Bank was robbed. The character we are talking about here is bank. This character here. Since we are talking about bank, right? It's not a person. It's an item. It's a place. It's an infrastructure for you to do things. 一个地点，一个设施. So what must we use here? We use the word which. So over here, we use the word which. Okay. Now let's look at the next one. Steady, stay. Okay, enough. Okay, let's look at it. The old man we saw is my father's friend. Okay, this is a person. But is he doing anything? No. The person is not doing anything, but something happened to him. What? We saw. He is the object, not the subject here. Object. 做东西的角色 subject 不是对 sorry that I got that in opposite. He is the object and not the subject of here. Object 物体 things happen to that person. Subject 做事情的人 That's the difference between subject and object. Just let you know about that. So over here you can see the old man is only an object and we are the subject. They are doing something to him. We saw him. He didn't do anything. So what must we put here? It's not the word who, because who is only used on subject. He's an object here, so we use the word who. There you go. Who. Okay. Now let's look at the next one. Number 3. This. Okay. Sorry. Okay. Like. See that? I'll use a different paper and things got a little bit warm. Now, let's look over here. Dictionary is this. Dictionary is this. This is talking about an item. 谁的东西 It belongs to someone. So we are looking for that person. That person has an item over here. The item belongs to him. So over here, he's not an object. He's not a subject. He's a person who owns something. So what we use whose. We use the word whose over here. Okay. Whose dictionary is this? Okay. Now let's look at the one at the bottom. That's the girl car was stolen. That's the girl car was stolen. The girl's car, 那个女生的车, she has something that was taken. It's just like the dictionary case. So what do we put over here? The same thing, we put the word whose. The same thing over here, we put the word whose again. Okay, no problem. Then we move to the next one. The person who answered the phone was very helpful. Now, this is different from your father's friend. Your father's friends did not do anything. But the person over here, he answered the phone. He did something. So, he is a subject. When it's a subject, we use the most simple word of all, who. Not the corrupted organization, okay? Not WHO, but really asking for a person, who. Okay? Now, let's look at question number 6. Ate all the chocolates. We are looking for a person who eat all the chocolates. That person did something. So, he is a subject. Same here. The answer will be who. The answer is again who, as you can see over here. Now, let's look at question 7. The woman wanted to see me is a doctor. She wants to do something. She is doing something. Same again, she is a subject. So the answer is who again. Now, for error identifications, just give you a minor hint. If the teacher put who, maybe the answer will be whom. If you put the word whom, maybe the answer will be who. But it may not be necessarily the case. Why? You need to see if it's related to subject or object matter or not. 你要看它是不是 subject 跟 object 的那个关系，看它是做事情的还是被做事情的。If not, and there are items around, then it's most likely to use the word whose. OK， 如果旁边的东西的话，用 who 是比较正常的。And for another very weird case, right? It may be which， 就讲那东西 and has nothing to do with a person. Maybe that thing has a name, but it's not a person. OK， 它可能放一个名字，但你注意，有时候可能它名字不是个人来，是个东西来的。If it's a 东西 is an item, or let's say it's a place, then most probably we will be using the word which. Okay, we'll be using the word which. Now let's look at question 8. Hold on. You can see it. Okay, question 8. What do we have at question 8? We are using books printed last year. This is very obvious. Items. Since we're talking about items, what do we use the word? We use the word which. This will be the most suitable answer. Which. Now let's look at question number 9. I don't know the name of the boy who took your bag. That boy did something. I don't know him. Yes, it feels like maybe I'm subject. I should know him, right? He is the boy whom I know. Cause the sentence is focused on the action that you know that person. But this one is talking about I know a person and that person took someone's bag. So the relative pronouns here is not to say that I know that person. If I know that person I have to write in who already. But focus on that person has taken someone's bag. He is not an object. He is a subject. He did something here. So what answer shall you put over here? The answer should be who. Here you go. The answer is who. Now the last one that you can see is the woman's shoes were stolen. This is the same case of the young girl's car was stolen. We are talking the person having an item, and something happened to the item, not that person. So what do we have here? Same here. We are using the word whose again. See that? We are using the word whose again. Now, that will end today's lessons. And students, please remember to do your grammar book, online assignments, and pass up your book reviews. I cannot emphasize enough. Don't make me until the day school reopens, then need to go after you to get this done. That will be both sad and pathetic. Now you're talking, if you're worried about minor tests, we'll talk about this when school reopens, okay? The only thing I can tell you is this. Your second dictation should have been something that's written by Lincoln, but eventually we will have to use it at the second half year, if there is a second half year. And it will be replaced by an online assignment. Okay. Junior 311, I've seen a lot of you done it. Thank you very much. And remember to do your grammar book. I already reply to all of you. Junior 3-1, I only have 3 people doing it. Try to be a bit faster. It looks pathetic. 7, yeah, we got quite a few people. Only a few people, but not as many as 11. Okay, let's see. Challenge class 11 and make sure that you guys have more than them. As for class 16, you guys need to catch up a lot. The only good news I say is you guys are slightly better than Junior 3-1 with 2 to 3 items for me so far. Okay, that will be all for today. This is, as I mentioned, this is a very short class. Okay, next time maybe we'll be talking about something a bit longer. And for that, since the things written there are very complex, I may not be able to do this for you. And the next class will not be on tomorrow, maybe let's say on Monday or something like that. Just put it this way. And I've been thinking about talking about these reading activities online. But if we are to do that, if we have to do that, it will be a little bit difficult. 会有一些小小的困难. Why? First thing, I don't know if you have the books with you or not. Second thing, the only thing I can tell you are the important things that need to underline on those 3 passages. Then I'll tell directly on the main term item that maybe you need to remember. Okay? And when that happens, right, I may write down notes for you to see over here like this. But you yourself have to, let's say, find a place or underline it down. Or another way is when I hold it through the screen, you people pause the screen and then write down in your grammar book, or let's say in whatever book you have that time, and use that as a revision. I would not like to do this because in the end, you guys will be reading the notes I provide you and will not be reading the passage itself. If you can, you have the notes with you, I would wish that you will read the passage itself too, because that will enhance your understanding of the English language. Now, I have talked with the teacher that's in charge of the comprehension, and he or she has told me actually the articles that he or she provides are not, can be a little bit long, but they are not that complicated. If you sit down and be patient and read it, you will get what's going on. And with 2 hours in your hand, that is possible. 是办得到的. And based on what he or she says, the questions, all of them are objective. 全部都是 A, B, C 的. And if you do read carefully, you can answer most of them. 大部分的你都能够回答. There may be one or two you need to read between the lines. 有一两个搞不好是有一些隐藏东西，看一下你们会不会抓到。But he or she says, no need to worry. You guys should be able to manage. Okay, 你们应该可以掌握到的，不应该那么难。Okay, this lockdown has been, let's say, been tiring for all of us, and we don't know how long it will last. I don't know will I be seeing you guys on the 15th of this month, which I wish we could. There are a lot of things I need to tell you based on schoolwork and based on things that you have done. Not to mention, we still have a lot of things that we need to catch up with. Not blaming anyone. The clown yesterday made a fool of himself. I'm not going to say too much. Those who actually follow the news will know what I'm talking about. Okay, don't worry. No Malaysian did anything stupid. But a black man did something stupid. That'll be all for today.